I was a garbage man, like Troy.
Huh.
You get 8 hours worth of work, but you can do it in 3. So you can go home as soon as you finish. Post office, you get 3 hours worth of work and you make it last 8. I did both. I like being a garbage man better. But they weren't bad jobs. It's like, people say, oh, the difficulty of making a movie. I'm like, send your son to Iraq. That's difficult. It's just a movie. It's like, relax. I don't play that precious nonsense. Oh, move over, get out of here. Your son got shot in the face, that's difficult. Making a movie is a luxury. It's a gift. It's an opportunity, and most importantly, it's a gift. Obviously, everybody here is talented enough to do that, but don't get it twisted. It's just a movie. It ain't that big a deal.
With the training that I had, that's the way we were trained, to play any part. There's no such thing as you can't play a part. You may not be right for a particular part, but I don't think there's a part I can't attempt to play. I could at least analyze and try to break down and put a performance together. It may not be any good. Yeah. But I was taught, one of the things that I was taught that sticks in my mind was a gentleman by the name of Bill Ball, who was the artistic director of the American Conservatory Theater in San Francisco. And he always talked about failing big. He said, if you're gonna fail, fail big. And I'm like, I like that philosophy.
I do too.
I'm not a fall back mentality kind of person. People would say, well, you better have another career to fall back on. I'm like, I don't wanna fall back on anything. If I fall, I want to fall forward. I want to see what I'm hitting.
Or if exactly right.
You know what I mean? I don't want to. I never understood that mentality.
I didn't either.
I never understood it. I'm like, I'm going that way. I mean,
if you're worried about being safe and secure, and if security is your byword, then you're never going to reach out and do anything. I don't think that's going to protect you. That's right. Or it's going to give you any kind of genuine satisfaction. If you're worried about that, then.
There was an old IQ.
In other words, if you're a sailor, you would never leave port.
Right.
You only care about security.
There was an IQ question. I think it was an IQ question where they had 9 dots.
Yeah.
And you had to connect the dots, I think, with 5 lines without lifting the pencil. The only way you could do it was to go outside the box.
Yeah.
People sit there within it and go, oh man, you can't do it. Well, you can't. Nobody said you can't go outside the box.
Yeah.
Denzel did a show called When Chickens Came Home to Roost by Lawrence Holder, right? He would walk on stage and the audience would, because it was like he played Malcolm X, and people thought Malcolm X had come back to life, right? And then
at the New Federal
Theater. And the brother at the Schomburg said, hey man, Denzel would be in here, man, looking at these clips, man.
Right.
Needed all this stuff, and he had to have the right glasses on.
Right.
And he got to walk down,
right.
You got to walk down. And so what I discovered in those early years is no one worked harder on the stage to find his character than Denzel. And then when he transferred it to the film, it might be actors out there who claim, but no one works harder.
Now, when you say that hardest working actor there, and you were researching Malcolm X, I mean, you went and you studied films,
Yeah, I look at all the footage you could get, all of his albums. I would listen to. In fact, by the time we did the movie, Spike would just like load the camera up and I'd just start talking because I could just pull from things I'd learned and memorized and knew. You could talk about the table. That's a black table. You could do anything. You could just improvise. So I just go and go and go. I've done it a little while. There's no such thing as film acting. The truth is the truth. For the person way back there in the back, this is the truth. For the person right up here in the front, this is the truth. So if the camera's this close, it's still the truth. The truth is the truth. There's all this, I have to bring it. No, you don't. You have to be honest. The camera will catch you lying.
Did you think you might do something other than acting and directing in those early days?
You mean other than acting and directing? Yeah, I tried everything. Yeah, I was pre-med.
Another profession or?
Yeah, I was pre-med in college. Then I said I'd be a doctor. Then I was political science. I said I'd be a lawyer. Then I studied journalism. So I actually was working my way toward the arts without realizing. That's why I told my children, a liberal arts education is okay. You don't have to know at 17, I was 17 when I started college. You don't have to know at 17 what you're gonna do the rest of your life. So I worked it out. I found my way to theater. I started with Eugene O'Neill's The Emperor Jones.
Wow.
First role, second role as Othello.
I had a real momentum going from college on through all these roles and plays that I just mentioned, right up until doing Carbon Copy in 1980, 81, and I didn't get any work for about 6 months. And I thought, well, okay, wait a minute. There's always work at the post office. You know?
Yeah, all right. Go back,
right.
Go back to biology.
I better go back down to the city council meeting. But I got a small play, a one-act play about two guys, one named Malcolm and the other named Elijah. I was even saying Elijah when I first read it. I'm like, this Elijah guy. I'm looking at him. I'm like, yeah, this is Malcolm. All right, it's a good part, big role. And that really jump-started my career again because the play went over very well. We did it down at the New Federal Theater, Henry Street Settlement. And that I went right from that play to a soldier's play, off Broadway, and right from a soldier's play to St. Elsewhere.
You know, I'm an ordinary man with an extraordinary job, not the other way around. So it's all gravy for me. You know, when I was younger, I used to coach a lot. And nothing you coach kids in sports. Nothing made me happier than seeing other people do well. Well, that's sort of my nature, and directing was the perfect job for that because I love seeing others do well. I mean, I'm okay. I did pretty good. I'm good. I've done all right. But to see others do what they're capable of gives me great joy.
You have been in so many great films, but what would you say is your hidden gem, the film that you'd like your fans to have watched, but for some reason they haven't?
I mean, you know, people ask me what's my favorite film. I always say my next one, because I don't look back. You know, the joy for me is the process of making it. The movie business. I tell my two children that are actors, especially in movies, you want people to go, "Wait, I can't wait to see him."
Right.
You know, not I see him everywhere.
Oh, so we talk about this. Do you think that some of the actors and actresses that are, you know, constantly saying, come see me, do you think that's a mistake?
I think if you drink too much water, you'll drown. So
wow.
You want to keep some mystery, you know, keep things quiet so that you build up to that next movie. Where is he? I mean, when's the last time you saw Daniel Day-Lewis? Listen, branding for an actor is being good, not being known. Your brand is, whatever you did, was it any good? Not how many likes you got.
My wife told me this great expression: to get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Les Brown's a motivational speaker. He made an analogy about this. He says, imagine you're on your deathbed, and standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential. The ghost of the ideas you never acted on, the ghost of the talents you didn't use. And they're standing around your bed, angry, disappointed, and upset. They say, we came to you because you could have brought us to life, they say. And now we have to go to the grave together. So I ask you today, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes?
What was that break? What was that moment that you felt like?
I'm still waiting.
You still wait. Do you actually feel that way? Because when I watch your movies, a person who's done so much, it feels like you could shut it down.
It's not a competition. And I'm not competing against others. I'm just trying to get better. That's why I act on stage, act in the movies, and direct and produce, because I like new challenges. I was in the studio with Lenny Kravitz, and he was doing something with Jay-Z, and he's, you know how he talk. Yeah, D, I'm gonna play this for you, D. That's how he is. Exactly. Yeah, that's how he is. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna put this on for you, man. Just tell me what you think.
It was probably
And it was Change Clothes.
Are you serious?
He played it, I was like,
Change clothes and go.
right.
Whoa.
So he's like, so what you think, D? I was like, play that again.
You hear often that black actors, black movies don't play well overseas. Is that the truth, or is that an excuse?
I've heard everything. And what I hear keeps changing, because they used to say it didn't sell over here. Then it does. Then it said it doesn't sell in the South. Then it does. Well, it doesn't sell in Europe. Then it does. So I just keep pushing. Well, what an opportunity I have to prove them wrong.